The latest state of play from PlayStation has just been, and we got quite a mixed bag. Some good stuff hit very well, where some of the other stuff made me wonder why we even need some of this in the first place. Let's take a look at everything we saw. First off, starting out the state of play, we got a very cool looking trailer from Concord. This trailer gave off Guardians of the Galaxy vibes, a colourful cast, set in an interesting looking sci-fi world, but then fast forward to the developers and the first words they said was 5v5 hero shooter, instantly souring many people's reactions as if the gaming market was not already flooded with hero shooters. Concord is the first game developed by Firewalk Studios, a studio acquired by Sony in 2023, and another game in Sony's live service pursuits. Concord is not too far away, releasing in August 23rd with a beta coming earlier in July. But let's round back in a year to see if it has legs for the live service space. Next up, we got a PC release date for God of War Ragnarok, coming September 19th. It's time for the PC community to get hands on another PlayStation exclusive, and features such as ultra-wide monitor support, DLSS, and unlocked frame rates. Let's hope this port doesn't go badly, as Sony's ports are sometimes hit or miss. Next up, we got the reveal of the next entry in the Dynasty Warriors franchise, Dynasty Warriors Origins. This franchise keeps on swinging, and Origins plans to go back to the series' roots, with you playing as a nameless hero in the Three Kingdoms saga. These games are always good army bashing fun, where you take on whole armies alone. Origins is planned for some time next year. Next up, I would like to say a quick thanks to today's video sponsor, Force Remote Desktop. One thing I do love is being able to play games anywhere, anytime, and something that helps great with that is today's sponsor, Force Remote Desktop, and its fantastic game mode, allowing me to play games like No Rest for the Wicked at any time, remote controlling my PC from my phone. Force just needs to be installed on both devices, log into the same account, add your device to the device list, and you're good to go for remote control. Force Remote Desktop is available on iOS, Android, and Windows, with links in description. Force Remote Desktop is available in 3 tiers. With the free tier, you can connect to your PC from your mobile device, allowing you to remote control and even transfer files. With me working in IT, this is very helpful if you forget to do something on your PC and need quick, reliable access. The Pro tier allows for Android phone support and CMD for more experienced PC users. And the Game tier allows you to play games remotely with an adjustable virtual keyboard supporting up to 144 frames per second to allow for gaming anywhere, anytime. Force Remote Desktop also sells smart plugs that allow you to power on your PC remotely with one click and safely power off when you're done for fast, easy access. And you can try Force Remote Desktop now to see if it's for you. Click the link in the description and use this code for a 7-day trial of the Game tier. Be quick though, as this only works for the first 200. And if you enjoy it, Force Remote Desktop is having a sale with Game and Pro tiers, 40% off. Force Remote Desktop is a quick and easy way to play games remotely, and thanks to Orson for sponsoring this video. Next up, we got a lengthy gameplay trailer for Infinity Nikki. Coming from Paper Games, described as an open-world dress-up adventure, certainly a unique mix, which has you control Nikki as she travels to different places exploring different cultures and environments. I did see hints of combat in this trailer, but that may take a backseat to a more cozy, relaxed gameplay. No release date yet, but a closed beta is expected to take place later this year. Next up, and a personal highlight for me, we got a gameplay trailer for Where Winds Meet, developed by Everstone Studios, an open-world RPG based in ancient China in the 10 Kingdoms era. You take on the role of a young hero as they learn martial arts, various sword skills, and shape their destiny in this big open world. Expect big combat spectacles as you journey through this darker take on Chinese history. No release date at this stage, but expect more details later this year. Following on in a similar vein is the next game, Ballad of Antara, a dark fantasy, free-to-play RPG developed by Infold Games. A brand new IP set in a giant open world. You take on the role of an emissary, someone who can travel between the normal world and a darker version of the world called Para. The trailer showed story-focused elements, with a girl companion on the player's back, but also the option to join up with up to 3 other players, taking on the various strange beasts and dungeons throughout this expansive world. Expect this free-to-play title to evolve over time, but also keep your hype in check, as free-to-play titles are sometimes known to be riddled with microtransactions. Next up, we got a look at some titles for the PSVR 2. First off was Behemoth, the next project from Skydance Games, who worked on The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners. Set in the Forsaken Lands as you take on giant behemoths in a fantasy setting, Behemoth is set for release sometime in October this year. Next up was Alien Rogue Incursion, a horror VR title set in the Alien franchise, powered by Unreal Engine 5. This next entry in the Alien franchise will have an all-new single-player story. It's a bit hard to get excited for these PSVR 2 titles as it's been left high and dry since its initial first batch of games, with little to no support. Next up, we got a look at Marvel Rivals, a free-to-play superhero team shooter. Control various heroes and villains from the Marvel franchise in this hero shooter. It's pretty odd to see this game in the same presentation as Concord, since it's pretty much the direct competition, so we'll see how this pans out. Marvel Rivals will be getting a closed beta test in July, with more details to come later in the year. Next up, we got a remaster announcement for Until Dawn. This game still holds up fine on its original platform, so no idea why this was a thing, but good news that it's also coming to PC this time. This remaster is set for release later this year. Next up, a standout gameplay trailer was Path of Exile 2, the long-awaited ARPG sequel from Grinding Gear Games, coming to PS5, hitting early access later this year. Big things announced in this gameplay trailer are crossplay, cross-progression, and couch co-op. Those are all big game changers and enough to pull me in on the ground floor. I have some very close friends who live and breathe for this kind of stuff, so having this on PS5 with this functionality is definitely a game changer. Expect more Path of Exile 2 details later this year. Next up, we got a release date trailer for the Silent Hill 2 remake, coming later this year, October the 8th, in time for the Halloween season. This one I'm still not too sure about. Gameplay we have seen so far has been a bit of a mixed bag, with combat looking a bit dated. So here's hoping that Konami can deliver with this remake of a classic horror franchise. Next up, and another one of the State of Play standouts, we got our first gameplay trailer for Monster Hunter Wilds, the long-awaited next entry in the Monster Hunter franchise. You already know this is gonna hit better than a Big Mac after a hangover. It's great to see a look at the Monster Hunter world, stunning environments, and a look at new monsters. Monster Hunter Wilds is slated for 2025. Expect more details and a deeper dive into Wilds gameplay systems later this year as we get closer to its release. And finally, rounding out the show was Team Asobi's Astro Bot. Astro Bot games are love letters to the PlayStation franchise, featuring many cameos and throwbacks. This next Astro Bot entry turns things up to 100 and is their biggest game by far, with over 80 levels across 6 galaxies, featuring boss battles and various PlayStation-themed environments. Astro Bot comes out September the 6th. And that was the State of Play for May 2024. Some great announcements, but also some average ones. What did you think of this State of Play? What are you looking forward to the most? My highlights would have to be Where Winds Meet, Path of Exile 2, and of course, Monster Hunter Wilds. And I think Astro Bot is going to be a solid showing as well. Let me know down in the comments. Thanks guys, you've been watching J-Dog Supreme.